Whew. Hey y'all, it's your girl Kashawn Sims. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can always catch these vibes and turn on that post notifications. That way you get notified every single time there's a pretty piggy post, okay? Y'all have been wanting an update on my life, and y'all been wanting to see me walk at my current state because y'all are really tired of hearing me complain about it without actual evidence and proof. So as y'all just saw, I almost stumbled, and it's literally just me. So I have a few things. I know you're like, why are you in a swimsuit? I'm in a swimsuit because I was taking photos in a swimsuit, okay? Because I am trying to feel empowered, being handicapped, being disabled, and I'm trying to even say that more because as a person who went from able-bodied to being disabled, there is a lot, and I mean a lot of negative connotation with being disabled. And we're gonna get into that in a second, but I'm trying to feel empowered. So right now, I want y'all to know that I am your favorite and a super sexy disabled person, okay? I know that. I am handicapped, I am disabled, and I'm saying it more and more and more to feel empowered. Duh. Okay, so I'm actually going to put my clothes on, and then we have a story time, we have a talk time, and I'm gonna check in with y'all in 2 seconds, okay? I'm gonna give y'all a full walk. Let me put this back on. This is the lip gloss from Kissable, from my beauty line, New Flourishing. Okay, I'm gonna put a little on because, you know. And I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna give y'all a full walk before I get dressed, so y'all can see what's really going on and what's really happening. I made it a cute pose, yes, but I'm doing it because literally my left side hurts. So this is me taking the pressure off the fact that it hurts. Yes, it's a cute pose, but like I really need to do it. Whew. let's get closer. Okay. So, I do use my walker as like a sit stand because sometimes being out, as I can see I'm already out of breath, just put my pants on. Being out and about, my legs get tired, so I have this. I should look into one of those like push sit chair things, but the hospital gave me this, and look, okay. They didn't give it to me when I left. I left the hospital with the wheelchair that they had at the hospital. This was ordered through the hospital, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's get into some things. So first of all, if this is your first time ever coming to my channel, hi, welcome, stay for a while, become a Cookie Monster, okay? Because Cookie Monster Crew, we ride at dawn, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get into some things. First things first, I just dropped my new song, Pain in My Eyes. It's available on all streaming platforms, so go do that, Cookie Monster Crew. I'm not playing. Go listen to it. It gives insight on what we're about to talk about. That's one. Two, let's get into some things. So if you follow me on Instagram, CookieDough with 3 E's, go check it out. You've been keeping up with kind of some of the things that I've been going through, but I realized I haven't checked in with my YouTube fam in a while, and the last video I gave you guys some insight on some things, but I want to get back to the issue and not about some of the, we'll get into some of the things that happened after the issue, but let's get to the issue first, okay? Let me get a little closer. Hold on. Is this better? I think that's better. Okay, because I can't tell if like you guys can hear me or not. I don't have a microphone on, so you know. Okay, so like I said, if you're new to this channel, my name is Kashawn Sims. Most people call me Cookie Dough. Cookie is your girl, your entrepreneur, your fitness chick, your favorite fitness chick. Hey. And Dough is the rapper. She will cuss you the fuck out. But yes, okay, so if you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, so you can always catch these vibes on that post notifications, that way you get notified every time the pickety post. Now, why do I have a walker? Why do I have wrist braces? Why do I have ankle braces? Why does it hurt to walk? Why do I walk a little funny? Cookie Monster Crew, we ride it done. You about to see what I'm saying? Let's run it up, okay? So yes, I also, there's little, well, let me go back a little bit so y'all can see how I actually sit. Can you see this now? Okay, hold on. Because I like put my feet on the little like brace parts. If you can't, oh well. I'm just letting you know. So, hi, yes. Okay, so let's get into this thing. So, I explained on Instagram how I am depressed, okay? I am very sad, very depressed. I actually cried about an hour ago in public. I mean, boo-hoo, cry. And I used my wrist braces thingies to dry my tears just like this. Multi-purpose, okay? It is very hard going through the things that I've been going through, and going through it publicly, one. So let's go to the fact that, you know, I went to enjoy food and ended up with a whole life-changing situation where in a matter of a few weeks, where in the matter of a few weeks, I went to being able to walk, to confined to a wheelchair. And it's been a year and I'm still walking with assistance, okay? So for someone who was able-bodied and could do whatever they want, whenever they wanted, it's very hard mentally to know that like yesterday, I dropped a piece of paper and I couldn't even run after the piece of paper to get it. They were really nice and kind enough to do so, but someone had to do it because I literally couldn't run to go do it. I can't run. I can't walk without assistance. Just imagine a person who literally ran track, who is a fitness guru, a fitness girly, being confined to this. It's very hard mentally, okay? What? It's a little loud. I'm a little closer. This is better? Okay. 1. 2, I am so tired of being judged. There is so much judgment that comes with me using a walker. And here's the thing. I went from a cane. A lot of you guys see me on Instagram with my cane. It's like, okay, girl, you look just fine. And I was going to rehab. I was doing the exercises my physical therapist told me. I was doing all my stretches and everything. But because of some certain situations that I really don't even I don't want to get into because I don't want to give them clout. But I can't, there's certain things that I have to bring with me. I'll say it like that. Certain things that I have to bring with me that I cannot leave, I can't be away from. And because of that, I have to carry a backpack. And because of that, I have to. It has taken me further back in my recovery journey than I personally would have liked, honestly. But it's also a thing, too, where carrying items that I need in a backpack has caused me being able to walk with the cane back to a walker, which is what we're about to get into in a second. It's just that in itself is because, like, I'm a woman, like, you know what I mean? There's certain things that I have to be with, especially with everything that happened. Like, I have to have my EpiPen, I have to have my phones, I have to have all of my stuff for content creation. Like, there's just a lot of I have to haves that are in my backpack that, because of that, it just makes it hard to walk with. I can't just carry one little thing or two little things, just my wallet. I can't just carry just my wallet. Like, it's the things that I have to have. Now, here is the real issue that I want to get into. The real issue is Ramen Naji, which is where I went to eat. That's the restaurant. They are currently refusing to take accountability for the fact that they have caused life-altering circumstances on me. So Ramen Naji is a restaurant in Arcadia, like in the Arcadia Mall on the first floor. And I had gone to eat there June 24th of 2023. Okay, it's been over a year, and I went in, walked in. Okay, I ordered some ramen. I had a great time and whatnot. I was like vlogging it, everything. Okay, I went in and I ordered ramen. I asked if the ramen was made with mushrooms, like the broth. They told me no. After I consumed it, I found out from a different employee, yes. Then here's the thing that's even more ridiculous. When I went to the hospital, one of the kind nurses, because some of the nurses there were out of their mind. One of the kind nurses was like, just so you were aware, every vegan ramen at a restaurant is made with mushrooms in the broth. I did not know that. I asked before I consumed it. So, I'm allergic to mushrooms. I had an anaphylactic reaction, which is the worst allergic reaction you can have. It sent me to the ER. By the time I got to the ER, before we even get to that, let's talk about the fact that they told me they were calling the ambulance. And I was sitting there waiting, like trying to keep myself calm because I'm having an allergic reaction. My roommate at the time was sitting there with me. And they told me they were calling the ambulance. I said, okay. Then out of nowhere, like the manager and some of the other employees kept going outside the curtain. Like out, because the restaurant had a curtain going inside. They kept going outside of the curtain, right? I'm watching them. They're having like a secret conversation. They come inside and said, you know what? We're not going to do the ambulance. We're going to take you ourselves. They decided that they didn't want to call the ambulance. You know why? Because then it would have been on file that they did something wrong. So they tried to avoid that completely, which is absolutely out of this world. And like, it should be illegal, okay? And here's why. Because the cashier who tried to charge me for my food that I'm allergic to is driving. Okay, we're going to her car, and then the manager is going to be in the passenger side. So I'm walking about, y'all can't see the distance, but like maybe like you go outside the restaurant, you make a right, and then like you go outside the door. So maybe between the door and the trash can is maybe about 50 to like 60 meters, okay? By the time I get to the trash can, my body starts to reject the food and I start dry heaving. Like literally like I'm starting to like throw up, like and I'm not feeling good, and like I'm like already feeling woozy. I have to grab my roommate's arm, and I'm literally holding on to her arm to be able to like walk, to like, because I'm feeling like lightheaded and woozy, right? So we walk to the car, we get in the car. Because an ambulance didn't take me. Is this recording? I'm sorry, y'all. I just want to make sure before I get too deep in this that this is recording. It would just be ridiculous if it's not. Okay, it is. Sorry, I know this is hectic. Sorry, that's how my life feels right now. Where did that random feather come from? You know what? I'm sorry that this is so hectic. That's like, okay, anyway, back to the story. So, we get to the car. Because there was no ambulance that took me, we have to stop at every single red light. So, we're driving, right? And there's multiple red lights between Raminaji and USC Hospital Arcadia. And there was a lot of traffic. So I'm sitting there, like, freaking out, like, having a hard time breathing. You can already hear that I'm wheezing. Like, I'm letting the window down and try to get some air. Just a lot of stuff, right? We get there, and I literally have to walk in, despite everything that's going on. So I'm walking in, feeling lightheaded, woozy, having a hard time breathing. I go up to the front. They give me paperwork to fill out. I'm trying to fill it out. My roommate's trying to help me because I'm having a hard time breathing. Then they admit me in, and we go into a room, right? And there is the doctor or nurse. I'm not sure if it's doctor or nurse. There's a doctor or nurse. There was the cashier, the manager, my roommate at the time, and myself. I'm sitting, and about where y'all are is the nurse, and he's standing there like this, evaluating me. And he can hear them having a hard time breathing and wheezing. And he's just like, yeah, like I can really hear the wheezing. I can really hear it really bad, right? So then they admit me in, and the employees of the restaurant stay there. Me and my roommate at the time go to the room. They give me an EpiPen shot, steroids, and tell me they have to keep me for a few hours. Boom, 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 boom. Before I'm supposed to, quote unquote, be released from the hospital, the medicine wears off, and at this time my body is like not having a great time. My tongue starts to swell even more, and my head starts to shake. I'm literally like this. Okay, literally my head is shaking. My tongue is so swollen you can't see the back of my throat. I'm having to go like this to my roommate because I can't say anything to get her attention. I literally couldn't speak. So I'm having to wave. She was looking at her phone. I'm having to wave in the hopes that like I can get her attention. Then she goes, she gets the doctor because she's like freaking out. And she's like, she can't breathe, she can't breathe, she can't breathe. The doctor comes in and he goes, can you go ah? Like Sika-chan go ah. So I go, like, I'm trying to go ah, and I can't do it. And he was like, oh gosh, you can't even go ah. And I was like, no, I can't go ah. So then I'm laughing because it's ridiculous. And he's like, okay, we're going to send you to the ICU. And at this point after midnight, he was like, we are going to have to wait for a bed to be open, boom, 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 boom. Now, the rest of what happened there, y'all can go watch in the video that I'll link probably like right here or right here. Either way, it'll be linked somewhere right here, right? And it'll give everything that happened going forward in the hospital. Now, here is the issue on why I have an issue with Raminaji not taking accountability. Because they prolonged me getting the help that I needed by refusing to call an ambulance and allowing me to take an ambulance there, because I could have got help in the ambulance. They could have gave me medicine in the ambulance before I even got to the hospital. But because I didn't have that help, by the time I got to the hospital, by the time I actually saw a doctor, things were very bad health-wise for me, right? So the fact that they lied about the broth being made with mushrooms, the fact that the cashier and the manager are the ones that took me to the hospital. And then here's the third thing that's crazy. The manager, not the one who took me to the hospital. He wasn't in the car at all. Yoshi, hello. He pops up out of nowhere, coming into as I'm like hooked up to all this stuff, and starts badgering me with questions. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally sitting here like, I'm just looking at Glenn like I'm having a hard time breathing with my thoughts, right? And it's like you're sitting here badgering me with questions. You know why? Because y'all knew y'all fucked up. They knew it. So they sent the manager in to try to defuse the situation. So then I was just like, I'm going through a lot. And I was like, pretty much like, can you please get out of here? Then he starts badgering my roommate, right? So then I pressed the call thing to call the nurse, and I was pretty much like, who let him back here? He wasn't with us when we first got to the hospital, so who gave him approval at the front desk to come in here and badger me? You know? And then Cookie Monster Crew, we ride at dawn. What's up? So yeah, I know a lot of people want me to talk about what happened with the car wreck. We'll get into that in a second, okay? We'll get into that in a second. Right now, I'm going after Ramin Najee. That's my focus, okay? So we are talking about that. So the fact that I was being, like I said, they lied about the ramen broth being made with mushrooms. The manager and the cashier took me to the restaurant. Took me to the hospital, and then the manager is badgering me at the hospital, right? I think it's ridiculous that they're refusing to take accountability for the fact that Eden had to go to the hospital. Now, I said we'll get into all that other stuff later. I think it's ridiculous, and I'm gonna say it again, that they are refusing to take accountability for the fact that I had to go to the hospital. I wouldn't have eaten the ramen broth if I knew the broth was made with mushrooms. I asked before I consumed it, and someone told me no. Now, the part that I am frustrated with is the fact that it's been over a year, and I am still going through this recovery. I still have a hard time walking. I'm still in so much pain. Like, I literally was like partially paralyzed. Like, I could not move my left arm or my left leg. And I think it's ridiculous that they don't want to take accountability when... Hello? Now, granted, people at the hospital, they did fuck up, okay? There was definitely some medical malpractice, 100%, which is why I said both parties are at fault, okay? But I still think it's ridiculous that, you know that meme of Spider-Man, where it's multiple Spider-Men, and they're all doing this? That's how the restaurant and the hospital are doing to each other. Well, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's both of y'all's fucking faults, okay? I wouldn't have been at the hospital if it wasn't for Ramin Najee, and the people at the hospital were mad because I said something to open up a goddamn investigation. Okay, so two separate situations, both people are at fault. Ramin Najee, it's crazy that y'all refuse to take accountability for the life-changing situations, the life-changing circumstances that y'all have caused me. Like I said, it's been a year. I am a personal trainer. I am a fitness girly. Your favorite fitness girly. I'm a fitness girly though. And I'm not able to do what I do because of this. And I have been so fucking depressed. Like, I already cried today, so there's no tears for this video. If y'all want to see me fucking crying, go to my previous YouTube videos or go to my Instagram and see the very first video that is pinned, crying about how hard this is because I'm fucking depressed. No, I don't look it. But just because I don't look it on the outside doesn't mean I don't feel it. Just because you can't actually see my pain outside of the walker doesn't mean there's not pain in my ankles. Doesn't mean there's not pain in my knees. Doesn't mean there's not pain in my wrist. Doesn't mean there's not pain in my neck or my back. Okay? If y'all want me to, I can walk around with sticky notes saying I'm in pain here, just so y'all are aware of all these places I'm in pain. But let's go through it one more time. My neck, there's pain. My back, okay? Shoulder and pain and back. My wrist, my knees, my ankles, okay? I'm in pain. Even here, if you notice, I'm leaning forward because for whatever reason, leaning forward like this feels better than leaning back. Because if I lean back, that's putting the pressure on my back, you know? And leaning forward, even though posture's not correct, I slightly hunch, so it just feels better than like whenever I try to like sit straight like that. I have to do that. I have to like literally like pop it to feel like straight. And here's why. Because since this side was partially paralyzed, I had to overcompensate by putting everything on this side. I had to constantly pull myself up with my right hand, constantly, as y'all saw, put all the pressure on my right side. So both sides are fucked up. Which is why since carrying things, I had to downgrade, quote unquote. I don't know if I call it downgrade. I just had to get back to my walker, okay? Because I'm not able to balance with the cane and carry things. I'm not able to balance on the cane really at all, because since both sides hurt, I have to like alternate, which is why sometimes you'll see me have the cane on the left and why sometimes you'll see me have the cane on the right, because there's pain on both sides, which is why I really need the walker. It's just personally, I don't like the walker because one, sometimes you can't see my outfit. And two, I'm trying to work through my negative connotation with the walker just from what I perceive as judgment from people. Because I literally have people joking, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, someone literally who I was like cool with, who I actually helped get a deal. I helped them get a deal, okay? And after they got the deal, they called me crippled. So it's stuff like that, like even people that like I associate, not even associate with. I'm having a hard time getting a job because nobody wants to hire a crippled person, quote unquote, right? Nobody wants to hire a person with a handicap because nobody wants anything to happen at their place of business because they don't want to be at fault if something goes wrong. Just like I was having a hard time finding apartments because, again, here's the thing that nobody wants to acknowledge is how hard it is as a person with a handicap to be a handicapped person out in the world. You are constantly judged. You are constantly criticized. You are constantly being made fun of. I can't tell you how many times I was out and minding my own business trying to go into a place to buy some things, and a random person was just like, ha ha, look at you on a cane. It's like, what? It's like, no, no one can even begin to understand how hard it is to be a person in my position where nobody wants to deal with you because you're handicapped. You can't really get any help. You, like, just in general. Like, and then because I have a social media presence, people are already aware of who I am before I encounter them, and they already know my story before I encounter them, so there's already a preconceived notion before I encounter them, which is why I'm having a hard time getting a job outside of like my fitness stuff, and I can't even do my fitness stuff right now. So it's just like, okay, so then how am I supposed to be able to take care of myself? Just being out in the world, handicapped, with no help? It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So that's all I have for y'all on this topic. I love y'all. And I will see y'all in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. This shit has put me in a fucking mood. I love y'all. Hasta luego. Okay?